everyone, welcome to my video on shoulders and neck. If you're having any headaches or if your shoulders are super tight or your neck feels like it has knots in it, here are some moves that might help you, some poses that might help you. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is sit on a surface that's nice and solid so that you can have a nice straight spine. I'm actually sitting on a block, so if you want to do something like that, you're more than welcome to. The purpose for the block is to keep our hips and knees in line with each other. As you can see, my knees aren't coming up, they're nice and parallel with my hips. A chair will do, anything where you can stack your spine and keep it nice and straight. Anytime we do neck and shoulder work, we want to make sure that our spine is nice and straight. You'll also notice that I have two blocks here ready to go. If you want, I was trying to think of household items that might work. So I grabbed a can of soup. Our very last pose that we're going to do is a little bit of an aggressive pose. So if you have super tight shoulders, you might want to find something smaller like a can of soup or other item that's about that size that we can use towards the end. So to start, let's just stack from our tailbone up through our neck, stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other. Shoulders should be back and down for this. We'll connect with our breath a few times. And as you do that, you're welcome to close your eyes, just connect with your breath. Good, and then on your next exhale, let's go ahead and drop our left ear to our left shoulder. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, go ahead and walk those right fingers out, feeling length in that neck. Especially if you're on a block, as you walk your fingers out, you'll really feel that side of your neck lengthen. With each exhale, try to let that shoulder drop a little closer to the floor. Keep shoulder blades back and down. Good, let's switch sides. So bringing other ear to other shoulder. Notice I'm not bending my spine. I'm keeping my spine nice and straight. Go ahead and walk your fingers out if you'd like. With each exhale, just allow that muscle to lengthen. On your inhale, make sure that you're drawing your breath deep into your belly. And then as you exhale, just allow it to lengthen. One more breath. Good, and then we'll come back to center. Let's go ahead and bring that ear towards our collarbone. So a little bit different angle this time, a little bit forward. My spine is still nice and straight though, my shoulders are still back. I'm feeling the length a little bit differently in my neck. Again, you're welcome to walk your fingers out if you want more stretch. Use your breath. Relax on the exhale. Make sure you're not gripping through your chin or your jaw or your neck. Good, and release, coming back to center. Let's bring our other ear to our other collarbone. Good, use your breath. Walk your fingers out if you want a little bit more length. Nice, and come back to center. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. We're going to do some neck rolls. So starting with our ear to one shoulder, we'll roll all the way forward, coming over to the other shoulder, and then rolling back around. If you get to a spot that feels particularly tight, stop there for a moment. Send your breath to it, see if you can release. Let the muscle relax and stretch and lengthen. Good. After a few neck rolls, go ahead and come back to center. Keeping that nice straight spine, we're going to just turn our head and look over our shoulder. Notice my shoulders stay still. I'm not turning my torso, I'm not turning my core, just my neck. Feeling length through this part of my neck. And then we'll turn the other way. Again, use your breath. Keep those shoulders down and back. Good. Let's go ahead and come back to center and then just drop that chin into your chest, lengthening up the base of your skull, up to the base of your skull. Nice, and back to center. Very good. We're going to switch the crisscross on our legs. That just keeps both sides even for the next part. So take a moment and adjust. Make sure the cross is right in line with the midline of your body too. Next we're going to do eagle arms. That will allow us to lengthen and stretch out these muscles up here on the top of our shoulders. So keeping shoulders back and down, we're going to bring our arms up to a 90. I'll try to mirror you. So you're going to take right under left. Now if this is as far as you can go, just stay here. Keep those shoulders down though. Keep shoulder blades heading towards the floor. If you can wrap, fingers into opposite palm, go ahead and wrap. And then what I want you to do is lift those elbows up. You'll really feel length through those shoulder muscles if you're able to lift your shoulders up, keeping fingertips going up towards the ceiling. And I'll invite you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths here. Keep pressing elbows up, keep shoulders down and away from your ears. Good, and relax. Now when we relax, resist the urge to shake anything out. Take a breath. Good, we'll come back up. We're going to do the other way now, the opposite way. Again, if this is all the further you can go, just stay here, keeping fingertips going towards the ceiling. You may even find that you can just bring forearms together if you have super tight shoulders. But if you're able, go ahead and wrap that hand, bringing fingers into opposite palm. Keep fingers going up towards the ceiling though, and then we're going to lift through our elbows. You should feel a little bit more on one side than the other. That's why we do both sides. Remember though to drop those shoulders towards the ground as you lift through your elbows to really get that length and get that stretch. Keep breathing. If you're gripping anywhere, release the grip, release the stress. Use your exhale to allow those muscles to lengthen and relax. One more breath. Good. And let's come back to center. Try not to shake it out. Great. Good work. So this last pose is the one where you might want to use the soup can. This is supported fish pose. If you have fairly open shoulders, your shoulders don't have a lot of tension, you'll find this very relaxing. If you have tight shoulders though, you'll probably want to use the soup can option. I'm actually going to put this side of the block between my shoulder blades. I'm going to start with knees bent. I'm going to use my hands to keep track of where the base of the block is. It's going to come into my back about where my bottom rib comes around. I'm going to lay back over the block. Then I'm going to bring this top block under the crown of my head. So trying to tilt my chin up towards the ceiling to open up my throat. I'm going to bring my hands out just like Shavasana hands. So my palms are open towards the ceiling. That will allow my shoulders to open up, my heart space to open up. Now you should feel your shoulder blades sliding down the side of the block as you release those shoulders towards the floor. If you're able to, you can straighten your legs, coming into your full supported fish pose. Maybe tilt your head a little bit more. Now the nice thing about supported fish pose is we get to let gravity do the work. So our job is just to lay here and breathe and relax and let gravity do the work. So keep laying there. When you're done, you'll roll over to your right side, coming off of your blocks and pressing up. I'll show you very quickly how I would use the soup can if that's too aggressive for you. I would take both blocks out, lay the soup can straight in the middle of your back, and then you're going to try to get the soup can right in between your shoulder blades. as you lay back. Now it still feels a little bit aggressive, but look at what it does to your shoulders. It allows your shoulders to open up and come back down to the mat, really using gravity to pull all this down and away. And then the same thing, you can keep knees bent or go ahead and straighten. That's all personal preference. And then just let gravity do the work of pulling everything down and back. Stay there as long as you like. That's more of a restorative pose. So the longer you stay, the better, the more the benefit. It's totally up to you though, all up to personal preference. So I hope those 3 poses help you with some neck pain, some tight necks, tight shoulders, headaches maybe. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.